Hi, today we are going to talk about a book called The Art of Being Indispensable at Work by Bruce Tulgan. This book talks about how to collaborate and become a go to person at the workplace without affecting your mental peace and health. These days, doing your job has become a lot harder. It requires a lot more than it ever did. You collaborate with a lot more people than ever before. You have to collaborate not only with your boss and your peers, but all over the organization chart, up, down, sideways, and diagonal. In addition to your direct boss, immediate teammate, you probably serve a seemingly unlimited number of people in these internal teams in your organization. And your colleagues are also in the same boat with you. You and most of your colleagues make commitments and promises to deliver for each other. Most everybody wants to be that indispensable go to person and depend and deliver for each other. But if you are not careful about your commitments, then you may end up doing overcommitments, which can muddle your priorities and your important tasks are left undone or done ineffectively. If you are not able to finish your own work, how would you become indispensable for others? As collaboration is the latest revolution sweeping across the workplace because of the globalization, we need to look at it more closely. Collaboration manifests in different ways with different names in any organization. It can be called matrix management, dotted line reporting, cross functional coordination, self managed project teams, lateral cooperation, and interdependency, etc. The main goal of collaboration is speed up and improve information exchange, decision making, planning, resource sharing, execution. In a collaborative working environment, you should be ready to work with everyone and anyone. Think about corporate departments that provide common services to all other departments, like the IT department or the payroll department. If any in the organization has a problem either with their computer or paycheck, they come to these two departments. In a collaborative environment, you are required to manage more working relationships and produce richer, more flexible products and services faster. What is the main problem with collaboration? The main problem is that getting what you need from your lateral colleagues is difficult because there is no way to hold them accountable without clear authority. The author here talks about something called overcommitment syndrome, which is defined as inundation of requests plus no accountability plus EIMJ, which means that everything is my job, equal to overcommitment syndrome. This overcommitment emerges when everything is in your list is told to you as urgent and important by the persons who made the request. New priorities are added to the list every day. There is competition for resources. You keep saying yes to each other, but at the end of it, you let down each other. And if this continues and you remain overcommitted, then a time will come that you would start feeling to resist any new work coming towards you. And you will also become more aggressive while making requests to others for some work. It ends up with spoiled working relationships and it becomes detrimental to your goal of becoming that go to person in the organization that you always dreamt to become. Author calls this siege mentality, which is more like you are fighting your rescuer when you are in over your head. Most people bounce back from the siege mentality sooner or later, but they start saying yes, yes, yes again, and it leads them back to the overcommitment syndrome, which again leads them back to the siege mentality, and which again leads back to saying no, no, no. So, how to get out of this no win cycle? It is a fact that in any organization, everybody needs something from others all the time. And above all, the lines of authority are usually unclear and there is always room for confusion. In this situation, the author suggests to use real influence where people work for you because they want to. But he wants us to adhere to two things. What is the first thing? The first thing is, regardless of how much influence you have, never ignore authority. Somewhere someone is making decision. You should ensure that you are aligned with your boss and the leadership. What is the second thing? The second thing is, do not put pressure of any kind on people to get them to comply. That will make people root against you and wish for your failure. Now, the author says that the real influence a go to person achieves by serving others. Stop focusing on what other people can do for you and focus instead on what you can do for them. Make yourself super valuable to others. The more value you add, the more truly invested others become in your success. The author says that that's how you become indispensable. That's how you use real influence and become a real go to person. As per the book, following are the characteristics of a go to person with real influence. Number one, incredibly valuable to others. Number two, are very good at their jobs. Number three, have positive attitude and double on hard work. Number four, take personal responsibility and get things done. Number five, are creative and tenacious but do the things by the book and follow orders. Number six, do all the things consistently almost every time. Now, if we talk about the structure of the book, there are 8 chapters in the book. The first chapter, Fight Overcommitment Syndrome, talks about the overcommitment and its effect. The second chapter, The Peculiar Mathematics of Real Influence, is on how to create real influence. The third one, Up and Down Chain of Command, talks about alignment on ground rules, priorities, etc., with your boss and leadership. The chapter 4 talks about when to say no and how to maximize your gains while saying yes. In the chapter 5, Work Smart, the author talks about mastering the best practices, repeatable solutions, and job aids. In chapter 6, Finish What You Start, the author talks about how to finish one work at one time and how to have and manage a long to do list. In chapter 6, Keep Getting Better and Better at Working Together, the author talks about building long lasting work relationships. In chapter 8, Go-toism is the art of being indispensable at work. The author talks about finding and building new go to people wherever and whenever you need them. Now, the verdict on this book. This book is highly practical in the suggestions that it makes and the approaches that it suggests. I like this book, and now I think that I have some idea about how a person can become indispensable in any organization. Thank you.